Welcome to Behind the Mic with AudioFile magazine. I'm Joe Reed, and I have contributor Alan Minskoff with me. He's joining me for the week, and it's always a pleasure when you're here. Hi, Alan. How are you?
Hi, Joe. I am really good. I'm looking forward to this week. We have very, very different audiobooks than usual. It's going to be fun.
Okay, well, start us off.
We're starting off with Entitlement, which is by the novelist, I think it's Rumaan Alam, and it is read and very well read by Nicole Lewis.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah, sometimes, she's won an Audie, and you can see why. She really is one of those narrators who gets inside the skin of the protagonist, and you feel like, oh, I'm really listening to her tell us her story. And I enjoyed the novel, but the reading was next level.
Well, he wrote Leave the World Behind.
Yes, didn't that become a Netflix series too?
It might well have been.
Anyway, he's well thought of, I know. And what I like about him as a writer is he's very targeted. This is what he's writing about, and he's not going to go down a rivulet here or a rivulet there. His focus is what happens to a person when they are proximate to great wealth and those who provide it and that milieu, and what that power does to a young person. There is a very well educated young woman who's at the center of this, and her name is Brooke Orr. And she goes to work for the billionaire Asher Jaffee, who is a multi-billionaire who decides he wants to give his money away. And he hires her to help, and she becomes his protege. And her story with him is the center of the plot. She's a black woman.
Does she get some of his money?
Not really. She aspires to his money.
Well, who wouldn't? Come on. Not to divert, I'm sorry, but seriously, you have billions. You could throw a few million my way and not miss it.
Yeah, right. And she wants to buy an apartment, and she is improving her wardrobe, but she also has special projects she would like him to do. And she doesn't realize that he's an
Mhm.
83 or 4-year-old man who doesn't always remember what was said 2 or 3 days ago. And so there's a lot of that kind of fascinating personal tension in this novel, and it makes it compelling. I want to say one other thing about Alam. He is really a master of the details. So in the West Side apartment of this billionaire, now of course he lives in Connecticut or someplace else as well, in New York, in the West Side of New York, he has a very large but very antiseptic apartment, which kind of is surprising to the reader and to her and to the protagonist, because you think it's going to be one of these ornate places. It's not. It's sort of postmodern minimalist. But inside that postmodern minimalist world is Helen Frankenthaler and Adibin Korn, and he gets those details of the artist. Who would somebody like this collect? Well, he would collect these names, who, whether he was in love with them or not, somebody would give him that information. Something else worth saying is just his ability to describe things, and we'll get to what the sound sample, how New Yorkers live, how they travel, beyond what the subway is like. And I thought that was very good detail. I mean, you and I are both originally from New York, and so those details would stand out if he got them
Absolutely.
wrong, but he gets them right.
So shall we hear a little bit?
Let's do it.
Okay. This is Entitlement by Rumaan Alam, and it's read by Nicole Lewis.
Life must go on. Errands to run, places to be, jobs to be done. So, Brooke was, where else? On the subway. You'd have known it was Monday. Some sobriety in the air, some frankness in the light. There was a feeling of beginning. A man in a shapeless suit and too wide tie frowned at his cell phone. A woman, all pointy joints and neck, leaned with idiosyncratic grace over the edge of the platform, yearning to catch the light of an approaching 6, recalling a flower contorting for sun.
Well, that's one detail he nailed. I'm always looking over the subway platform thinking, "I'll make it come faster. I'll make that train come faster." But Nicole, aside from being so good at getting inside of characters, she's also great at exposition, which is really difficult.
Thank you for saying that, because I think not only is she great at it, but this is a guy who gets those details right. He gets New York right. He gets the accoutrements of wealth right. He gets, there are two other young, her former pals from Vassar. He gets them on the nose too.
Okay, that is Entitlement by Rumaan Alam, and it's read by Nicole Lewis. Thank you so much, and we will talk again tomorrow. I look forward to it.
And so do I.
Thanks, Alan. The Sound of Storytelling Behind the Mic is brought to you by Brilliance Publishing. And don't forget to follow Behind the Mic wherever you get your podcasts. And if you like us, follow us and leave us a rating. I'm Jo Reed. Talk to you tomorrow.